Good day, everybody. We are back cooking today. We do have this boneless pork shoulder butt roast. We're going to go ahead and do pulled pork with it. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing that we're going to do is grab out a bowl, brown sugar, onion powder, chili powder, garlic powder, and some paprika. Dry rub for the pork. 1.5 cups of brown sugar in here. Make sure it's packed. Usually you'll be using about 2 to 3 tablespoons of each seasoning. Perfect. Go ahead and give it a mix. Get your meat pulled out and go ahead and start using your dry rub and rub it all over. If you have mustard and you would like to add mustard onto it, you definitely can. It's all about personal preferences around here. Alright, so this is what mine looks like. Make sure that you get it on both sides. The longer that you can let this sit like in the refrigerator, the better. If this the night before, that would be the best option. Alright, once your pork has sat for a bit, go ahead and throw it into your crock pot. Take 1 cup of chicken broth, pour that in there. I did go ahead and choose to use the Great Value Reduced Sodium Chicken Broth, cooking this on high, and we'll check in periodically. While the pork is cooking, let's go ahead and grab out another bowl and we'll prep our vegetables. That way they can kind of sit and soak up the seasonings and things before we decide to actually start cooking them. Let me show you what I have. Alright, so I have these baby peeled carrots. I also have these Ruby Sensation bite-sized potatoes. Now, of course, you can use bigger potatoes or whatever you would choose to do. I would suggest cutting them up, though. Let's go ahead and get our potatoes out. We're going to put them in a bowl, put some cold water over them just to get the starch out, and then we're going to let those sit for probably about a minute, drain them, and we'll add in the carrots and start on our seasonings. All right, our potatoes have been soaked in that cold water. Let's go ahead and add our carrots. Alright, I did go ahead and lay them out in a pan, my roasting pan, just because it's a little too much for the bowl. At this point, I didn't use all of the carrots just because it seemed like way too much for our family, so I'd say I used probably about half of them. I'm also going to go ahead and cut up an onion to put in with it. Alright, so our potatoes, carrots, and an onion has been cut up and has been put into our roasting pan. Let me go ahead and show you what seasonings we're working with today. What I'm going to do is, I don't have lemon zest, but I am going to add just a little bit of lemon juice to it. Next up, we're going to add chili powder, garlic salt, pepper, and a little bit of our paprika. Next up, go ahead and add some vegetable oil. I'm doing vegetable, you can do whatever kind you want. Make sure that each of the potatoes are coated in the oil. Once you're finished, it should look something like this. Now I'm going to just cover it and then set it to the side until we're ready to cook it. So I did go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm now going to go ahead and put my vegetables in the oven, I'd say for about an hour or so. All right, check back in a bit. All right, for dinner, I'm also doing some baked beans, so I'm going to go ahead and get this open and into this pot. Perfect. Give it a stir, add a lid, throw it on low, and let it cook until everything else is done. All right, this is what our pork is looking like. It's been cooking most of the day. You're going to want your temperature to be, internal temperature to be somewhere between 200 and 225, I believe. Pull it out and let it rest for 15 minutes. There are our vegetables. Ta-da! Bon appetit. Let's eat.